I've got here a blank Scratch project and I want to create a variable. So I've got my toolboxes down here with the different colors like motion blue, looks purple, sound kind of pinky purple, and then we've got the kind of events in yellowy orange, control orange, this sensing in turquoise, operators in green, variables kind of darker orange, and then my blocks in this kind of red color here. And what I want to do is make a variable like a score or a timer or points or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the variables toolbox, and you'll see here that I've got space up here to make a variable, and then at the moment I've already got a variable here. This one is called my variable, and I can do things like I can set it, I can change it, I can show it and hide it and things like that. But I want to make a new variable. This one's going to be called score. So I'm going to click on the make a variable, and I want to just call it score. So I'm going to type score in there. And I'm going to click on OK. You'll see now that not only have I got a score variable in here inside this inside my toolbox here, but also on the screen on my where my sprite is, where my kind of action is happening, I've also got the display of the score variable and what the value that it's been set to, in this case 0. Now it's got a blue tick on it. If I untick that, you'll see that it will disappear. Okay, so if they're ticked, that means that they are being shown, and then unticked means that they're not shown on the screen, so the user can't see them. So, for example, if you're playing a game. Now, the first thing that I want to do is at the beginning, whenever I run my program, so when the green flag is clicked, I always want to set this score back to 0. Because I want my game to start at 0 each time. So I've got my when green flag clicked block in here, and I'm going to drag in the set my variable. At the moment it's defaulted to my variable, but I've got this sort of drop down menu here, and I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to change it to the one that I've already created called score. So now you'll see that when the green flag is clicked, it's going to start on 0. Now, I could change this to a different number, for example, 10. So when its green flag is clicked, you'll see that it updates the score, or 1,000, something like that. So you'll see that it updates it. But actually, for my score, I want to make sure that it's always starting again at 0. Now, I want to increase my score. I want to kind of give the user some kind of some kind of game to play. So I'm going to have the event of when this sprite clicked, I want to change my score variable, change that to score by 1. Okay, so I'm going to press the green flag to run the program, and every time I click on it, you'll see that the score increases every time I click. Also notice how the outline, the kind of the code that is running every time I click on it, it kind of flashes in yellow. So you can see I've got my score to 24. I can click the green flag and it will reset it. I could make it more interesting. For example, I could, after I've changed the score, it could go to a random position. So I've got to kind of follow it around the screen, something like that, to kind of make the game a little bit more interesting, as it were. I could also change the value of this, so each time I get 2 points instead. I could even change that by something like 10 if I want to kind of give my user lots and lots of points, or I could do something like minus numbers, so you could take away numbers. So it could be that it's a negative effect that you want to have on your sprite here. So I've got my basic score here. I'm actually just going to make sure that it kind of comes back to the middle each time I run my game. There we are, because I don't want him to be in a different place. I'm going to change that back to 1.